So what I did is I primered the entire fender to kind of prep it. I sanded the entire fender at 220 grit first, and then primed it in like a high build surfacer primer that's really good at filling like scratches and imperfections, things like that. And to kind of save on money, what I like to do is actually get these little scuff pads from my local dollar store. They're like they're literally $1 for a pack of 3, and they're just scuff pads. I go over the primer with this just to kind of knock down, you know, any rough spots or orange peel in the primer. The primer that I'm using, it's just like a generic, like I said, high build primer gray. This brand is Massive Pro. It's like O'Reilly's off the shelf brand or whatever. But any primer surfacer should work. The surfacers go on really thick. There's like sealers that are a lot thinner, but I recommend the surfacer because they're more forgiving and they actually cover up some blemishes if you have any. Oh, it looks like I got a little helper with me. You want to help? All right. So from the fender, okay, I scuffed it up with my son. He helped me a lot actually. I rinsed it off really good. I'm just gonna let it dry. And before I actually lay down the Rustoleum, what I set it down at, and I can't. Oh, here it is over here. This video is basically sponsored by the dollar store. I got these reusable wipes, and what these are, they're kind of like a fiberless cloth, kind of. They don't really have, these little cloths don't really have fiber. They're reusable, you can wash them. It's not like a paper towel or anything like that. I'm going to use that, and I also got this alcohol, and I'm going to see how this works. I'm just going to wipe it down with alcohol in this fiberless cloth. So the plan is to basically make it look as good as I can. First time around with the white Rust-Oleum. This is what I'm using, by the way, just your basic cheap white Rust-Oleum, and then go over it with the 2K clear, the Spray Max 2K clear in the can. That stuff is amazing. I've used it before and it works just like a professional out of the gun clear coat. Alright, well that sets up, I'm going to go ahead and start shaking this bad boy and get ready to paint it with the Rust-Oleum. I'm going to go over the edges first, light coat the entire fender, let it dry for like 10 minutes, hit the entire fender with another light coat, let it dry 10 minutes, and then I'll come back for the third coat, and that's when I'll try and get it wet and get a good shine on there. Alright, here it is, guys. It's probably been drying for like 12 hours. Sorry about the birds. It's really loud out here, but I'm just going to talk real fast. I'm not really crazy about the gloss, and even after 12 hours, it's not fully cured yet. It could probably still use another 12 hours, probably 24 hours total to really be set up. But just for the sake of this video, and out of you know, for anybody that's curious, I'm gonna wet sand it and polish it just to see what kind of, like, the best result possible from just Rust-Oleum by itself. It's kind of hard to see and appreciate the gloss, but it's honestly not very glossy at all. I don't think I'd be happy with this finish alone. For sure, it's not gonna be done until I clear coat it. But like I said, just for the sake of anybody curious, I'm gonna put it on the 1500 grit and polish it out and see just how well I can get it to look. So I decided that sanding the entire fender and correcting the orange peel over the entire fender and just polishing it for the sake of curiosity would actually take too long. So I'm going to focus on one section here. I really took my time right here and sanded out pretty much like 99% of the orange peel. And I'm going to polish it up and show you what you could potentially get from just Rustoleum. What you're looking for is a completely slick finish after it's sanded. Right now it does look like glossy, but it's all sanded in 1500 grit really carefully. I really took my time. And if I come down like here, you can see all the orange peel, all this right here in the light. But if I come up here, it's slick. So that's a good indication that once it's polished up, this top section here should give you a good idea of what you can achieve if you take your time and wet sand out all the imperfections. I do have a little paint correction I need to make right here. Very minor, but I actually got some touch-up sticks in case something like this would happen. I'll link these in the description, but these are super handy. There's two different sizes, and what I like using so far is these. But they're basically just like, they're just touch-up sticks. Very fine tipped, and you can make paint corrections with these. And what I can do is dab some paint. Can't even really see it, it's so minor, but I can basically put some touch-up paint and then wet sand it and basically just blend in the repair, and it should be fine. That's really, actually there was one other, it's a little tiny spot right here, but I can probably do some paint correction on that before I clear coat it. Those are really the only two mistakes on the entire fender. Everything else, it's nice. I mean, besides the orange peel, but what I'm about to show you here is you can totally take care of the orange peel, no problem. Don't be scared if it's got a ton of orange peel or if it's sprayed really dry. It just means you have to put a little bit more effort into it, a little bit more time, but you can get it looking nice and slick. And hopefully I'll be able to show you here the results of that. I'm going to go ahead and start polishing. All I'm going to use is, I've had this bottle forever, just meguiars Ultimate Compound and this cheapy Orbital Polisher. The orbitals are a lot more forgiving than the rotary ones. It does take longer, but these don't eat through the paint as fast as a rotary one. So I'm just going to go over, really pay attention to this top section like I said, because I took my time sanding, and I'll show you like no orange peel and then what orange peel looks like. But that's enough talking, let's get to it. Alright guys, so I really spent some time polishing this out, as you saw, and this is just to show what, like I said, what you can achieve if you really want to take your time with just Rustoleum. You can really end up with a glass-like finish just like this. Really slick, really smooth. It's so smooth you can actually see some like very minor dings the fender had that I didn't even notice were there before it was so shiny. But yeah, this is just Rustoleum, no clear coat, just a lot of sanding and a lot of polishing. Ends up with a really nice looking paint job. Here's the paint correction I need to make right here. I'm gonna use those touch-up sticks I showed you. And here's the bottom portion of the fender that I did not spend time sanding, or not nearly as much time sanding, and you can see the orange peel and the distortion. But come up here where I spent some time and see for yourself. Anyways, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. But if you do want to stick around and see how it looks with the cherry on top, that's gonna be the Spray Max 2K Clear I'm gonna sand it all down, probably, I'm not sure what grit, but I'm gonna sand it all down, top it off with some 2K clear, and that should really set it off, really make it pop. And depending on how this comes out, I'm trying to take my time and put a lot of effort into this fender. If it comes out really clean, I'm gonna do this process piece by piece on the entire car. I just want it to be a clean white with maybe some carbon fiber accents, or I don't know, who knows. But depending on how this comes out, I might actually do the entire car. But I really hope you like this video, and I hope you learned something. I'm learning as well. If you have any tips or comments or advice to give, leave it below in the comments. I'm sure other people would appreciate it too. And anyways, just thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Later.